When we can feel our way through the newest, softest, and most colorful options, our budgets won't be picking the style. We will. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Getting an 800% raise is awesome if you're Jeremy Lin. Not so great if you are the Houston Rockets, because they had to pay free agent millions to get a guy back they had for cheap. They just did the thing where they cut him. It took the Knicks and a crazed global fan base to show Houston the error of its ways. For Lin, it is the first steady basketball job he has had since his Harvard days. There's no more begging Pac-10 teams to take a look at you, which is now the Pac-12. The end of NBA teams giving him jobs, for like a week. No trips to the D-League. This, however, can be tougher because you've got to play to that new paycheck. Here's Rachel Nichols with Jeremy Lin.
You're a guy who was cut a couple times in your career, not a sure thing to make the NBA. So what sway did it have for you to have a team look at you and say, it's you? How did that feel?
Well, I'm just excited that I can have a little more job security and at the same time to be able to know that I'm going to be able to play every single night. And I've been on the other side of things where, I've kind of had to wonder whether I was going to get in the game and kind of be on the edge of my seat. And for me to have a little more security, it's definitely a nice feeling.
So let's go back to the beginning of the summer. What was your preference about what team you wanted to play for?
Before free agency started, I didn't think there was any chance I was going to any other team. All I wanted to do was go back to New York and play in front of those fans who embraced us this past season. And at that time, all I was hearing was, you're going to be a Knick, you're going to be a Knick.
So free agency starts. The Rockets really made it clear that they wanted you, and they put together an offer. So then what happened?
I was working out, and July 11th hit, and they called me and said, go sign the offer sheet, and they had told me that it changed a little bit, and then I signed it.
It changed more than a little bit. You graduated from Harvard, so I assume you can do the math. If you had intended to go back to New York, why did you decide that you wanted to sign a contract like that?
It was pretty simple. I only had one contract to sign, and so that was it. But to be honest, it wasn't like I wasn't interested. Like, I was really excited about the potential to go either or, and I obviously love New York, but I wouldn't have visited Houston on July 4th if I didn't think there was something that I was really interested and excited about as well.
You know the Knicks organization. You know the dynamics of the locker room. You know what's going on in the owner's suite. If you had to say, hey, why aren't you a Knick anymore, what would you say?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of speculation and a lot of uncertainty in terms of what happened, but to be honest, I actually don't know a lot of stuff that was going. When I saw that they were talking to Raymond Felton, and at that time I was like, oh, okay, so they're probably bringing in another point guard, and that probably means they won't match.
As you look back on the way this all played out, are there any public perceptions out there that are bothering you?
All I care about is money. I think anyone who really knows me knows that I've never been about that. There were a lot of opportunities where I could have capitalized and perhaps made more money, but I wanted to, focus on basketball.
You wrote a very gracious note on your Facebook page, thanking the Knicks, thanking the fans. The comments on the other side of that from people, some of them were very harsh. Some of them were even pretty racist. What did you think of that?
I was shocked, but I'm still thankful. I'm still thankful for all the fans in New York and the way they embraced us last year.
And it's not just message boards, too. You had Forbes magazine. There was an article where they called you the dumbest Harvard grad ever. How do you turn that around now that you're here, you're in a new situation? And
you have to say something about, like, my mom or my family for me to really, really get upset. But, I still have love for everybody out there, and I'm very, very excited, and I have a lot of love for Houston now that I'm here, and I want to be able to be a big part of this organization, this community.